Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about a few tricks to like make you better at jailbreak, I guess, as a criminal. So first things, you don't want to punch the punch box. If you don't want to like go to the punch box at all, actually. So if they're cops, so this is like your main way of escaping through the sewer. But sometimes there are cops that camp the sewers because they're really annoying and they just want some money without actually doing any work. So if that happens, you can explode the wall. But like those two ways, like the sewer is really popular, so they'll know, and the wall makes noises. So like if cops are camping both of those entrances, you can actually, alright, these guys, you can actually jump over the fence and then out through here. So that's like how to avoid getting camped on in prison. But if like neither of those works, all you have to do is wait for the cops to be distracted by some other people, like people manage to get into police station and get guns. That's a good time to run. When people pickpocket the cops, that's a good time to run. But after that, you want to come over to this car if you don't have auto mobile garage, and then you want to come through this tunnel and over here. This is the gun store. You want an Uzi and a shotgun. Both of those cost money though. Alright, after that, and I'm just gonna be telling you some important locations on the map. A garage is over here for anybody who doesn't use mobile garage. But if you don't have mobile garage, I recommend you don't go to the garage and just find the fastest car around you. Because the garage is a big waste of time. Alright? Airdrop case. Don't mind if I do. Alright, so back here, there's another gun shop for if like you're in a chase with some other cops and you can't go to the first gun shop. This is an alternative gun shop. It has everything you need. Over here you have the bank. Over here you have the jewelry store. Up here you have the museum. And alright, actually this, I just realized I have the full bike and not everybody has a full bike, so not everybody can climb up the mountain. But so from the jewelry store, what you want to do to get to museum is take a right, and then just keep on going up this road, and it'll lead you straight to museum. So down this path you can find the power plant. Now what you want to do is whenever you rob the museum, you want to come down here and rob the power plant with it, as you both exchange their value to the collector, I guess you could call it like that. So you can pretty much get 2 robberies done and get up to 10k. And up this path, you can take this path to get to the jetpack. I can take a shortcut because I have a full bike. But the jetpack's like, apart from the Uzi and shotgun, you know, the jetpack might be the most important item as a criminal. Like, if you have the jetpack, you really don't need to kill any cops. Unless you're in bank. So, when you're in power plant, this is like your route to get the most money. If you have an air vehicle, you just want to go straight this direction, and you'll take a straight line to the desert crim base. But if you don't, if you have a land vehicle, this is what you want to do. You want to go over here, then you want to take this underground part, take a right here, curve onto the sand, go over here, and then come back on over there. If you have a volt bike, you might like have trouble like going in, like the volt bike glitches out if you don't have the volt bike glitches out if you like hit the side of a road or the middle of a road. So you want to take this path over here and then just go into here. If you're fast enough or if you have rocket fuel, you can take the ramp to make it even shorter. Alright, so the train comes from over here. The cargo train starts from here, and it takes this path I'm about to show you. And then it ends over here. And the passenger train is actually the exact opposite. It starts over there and ends at the beginning of the cargo train place. Now, the thing that you probably will want to know eventually is that there is actually a train stop over here and over here. Now, like half of the time the trains stop here. So if like you can't catch up to the train, then you can actually wait for it to stop at the train stop, and then you can get onto the train. But the last place I want to show you is the airport. So you go over here from the jewelry store, and then you want to take this road up here, go down here, park your car over here, and jump up to get to the cargo plane. The cargo plane needs a key card to get out of. So like if you don't have a key card and you get stuck in here, you'll either have the mobile garage glitch out of there, or you'll have to wait for the cargo plane to fly off the map and die. But I'm gonna be talking about some other things now, like things with the jetpack and other stuff. So the jetpack is actually like very useful. It's way more useful than like somebody would think. The first thing it can do is if you're like, let's take jewelry store. It's actually perfect timing that the jewelry store was here. Like if you do an like obby, like the jewelry store, you can actually skip over a lot of parts that you don't have to do. I wouldn't recommend skipping over everything because like those curves on the roof, they can actually stop your jetpack and like make you die. So if you use your jetpack on the wrong places, it can actually kill you. Alright, so down here at jewelry store, I guess this is worth mentioning since we're already here. You can actually break the jewelry store, the containment things, if you stand behind this, because some of you have like trouble like avoiding the lasers while doing this. So you can just stand on the back of these if you have like trouble like getting into these things without getting hurt. Alright, so that's like one practical use for the jetpack. You can skip over different parts of obbies. I can't really go over all the parts you can skip, but it's like you can find out by yourself. So another thing is you want to glide down to your vehicle, It's faster than just parachuting over to the crim base. But I want to show you something else actually. If there are cops at jewelry store just camping the roof, what you can actually do is you can get out and just jetpack the moment you get out. So to like get like the most use out of your jetpack and like the most reliability, what you actually want to do is you want to press space twice, and well, you press space twice to activate the jetpack, but you want to make like two spaces as close together as possible to make it more reliable. Because sometimes the jetpack doesn't activate, but the closer your space taps are together, the more reliable it'll become. Alright, so the next thing is when you're fighting a cop and they get too close to you. Let's say that they like take their helicopter and they parachute down like right next to you. Then what you can do is, let's take that guy for instance. Like if he was a cop, he would have jumped out of his vehicle and I would have jetpacked away. That way, like, they'll never get into range. They'll never get into handcuff range of you. So another thing I like to say is, if you're jetpacking away from a cop, you should probably jetpack onto a roof and just start shooting them from the roof. Alright, so the last thing I wanted to talk about is hitboxes. So like hitboxes, they're like an invisible box around your character, and they control all the actions. Like the thing you like, let's take my character for example. You see my avatar, but my avatar actually has nothing to do with if the game like senses that I take damage or not, or get arrested or tased or something. It is actually a hitbox. So like my hitbox would be like around this area. So like my limb, like my limbs, like ends of my limbs, if they touch lasers, I wouldn't get damaged, and like the top of my hat wouldn't get damaged if I touch something with it. But cops have like a bigger hitbox, like a wider hitbox. So what you can actually do is, if a cop is standing close to a wall, you can shoot them through a wall. It's like broken because the cops really can't do anything about it unless they actually come out and face you. So that's pretty much all I have to say. I'll see you next time, and goodbye.